Welcome, motorized bike enthusiasts and Woodloom Hoodlum TV fans. My name is Steezy Green Tray, or just Steezy or Tray for short. This is our first motorized bike video. I've been in the hobby for a year now, and let me tell you, I've learned so much, and I've learned quickly. This footage that you're watching right now is one of my first rides with my first modification, a expansion chamber on my original China Doll motor. And I got this modification during winter and decided, okay, well, let's see how much power it really has. So I started to go up a steep hill that I live next to and thought, oh, I hope the snow's good enough to like have a path, and luckily it was. So a little bit of backstory beyond this bike. Now, looking back, it had a great start. Good, reliable motor, ran good, fucking, you know, it did its job well. But now I have a new motor on it, and the old motor went to a 29-inch build that I will showcase on the channel later. So eventually I started making this thing more and more customized to fit me and what I like. I ended up painting the bike. I ended up swapping it for the new Zeta 100 Max and putting just a crap ton of modifications on it. High compression head, velocity stack, upgraded magneto coil, a double expansion chamber idea that I don't want to take credit for, but I haven't seen anybody else do it in the hobby. So maybe it's a new thing, and maybe I'm starting a trend. We'll see. But it functions well. The double expansion chamber works good. When I was thinking about it, I didn't think anybody else would have done it, because I've looked in the dirt bike world, I've looked in the motorized bike community, I've even looked in the go-kart racing community, little two-stroke go-karts. But didn't find anything on it. I didn't even find any information whether it was good for performance, bad for performance. It's almost like nobody has done it on the internet before. So here we go. Now I have two of them on the bike, and it sounds amazing. More like an actual dirt bike and less poppy with just a first expansion chamber. But anyways, later on in this video, you will see what once was a pretty cool bike turn into an absolute beast. And I guess that's all I really got to say for you guys right now. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the ride footage that we got on here. And if y'all give us a like and a share, or I'm used to saying that on Facebook. If you give us a like, a comment, and subscribe, that'd be awesome. And let us know if you like this kind of content, because
that was fucking lit! Oh yeah. Tripping over that shit. you've made it this far into the video, I appreciate the watch time. This is the section of the video where we will be taking a look at my bike. This has gone through quite a few configurations through the making of this video. My Zeta motor decided to ring snag on me, which isn't a big deal. I was kind of expecting something to go wrong eventually because I've had fairly good luck so far. I'll be replacing those parts for the motor and putting it on another bike, which I will show later on. Haven't come up with a solid name for it yet, but it's a 29-inch mountain bike and it has a 36 tooth sprocket on it. I've got that thing to hit like near 50 miles per hour. The best I got recorded was 43, but I ended up doing a few modifications and getting definitely a little bit faster. I'd say like 47 to 50 miles per hour, and it could go faster with better modifications. But this is pretty much the original configuration of this bike. It's got a nice paint job on it. You did the panels to the motor. Got the shadow symbol right there. It's kind of all gunked up right now with grease. But yeah, this bike has been through a whole lot, and I have probably roughly 1,500 miles on this motor. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less. 1,500 to 2,000 miles, and relatively nothing's went horribly wrong with this motor. The Zeta engine ended up giving me a whole lot of guff when I was setting it up. All sorts of issues, like the studs that were on it were, in my opinion, really shitty quality. So they ended up stripping out, and then I had to replace them with better studs. And then it was a struggle to get the squish gap right with the high compression head. I was fiddle farting around with a velocity stack on there for a while, and it just seemed like I couldn't get it tuned right no matter what I did. Seemed like it was too lean, even with the biggest jet that I had, which was a 98 for the NT carburetor. I don't know if I was doing something wrong, or maybe the dynamics of that motor just couldn't handle the stack, or it was too big of an engine for the stack. I don't know. I'm not a professional. I'm just a guy that likes to tinker and figure out with experience what works and what doesn't. So on this bike we have a custom arch chain tensioner. This chain tensioner arc that was made in a metal shop, and pretty much just took one that we got from Amazon, took the dimensions of it, made it a little bit thicker and out of better metal. 44 tooth sprocket on the back. Been running this chain this whole time, hasn't given me any problems. I keep it nice and greased up with engine grease. And got some holes back here in the carburetor face for better airflow. I put a little bit thicker of a fuel line on there so the engine doesn't starve of fuel. I always like to tape up my CDI wires, especially because I live in an area where it's wet most of the year. Got some Grom bars on here, Honda Grom bars. Still haven't quite figured out the derailleurs and stuff yet, but brakes work, clutch works, throttle and all that. My right brake is actually made out of a throttle cable, because these handlebars lifted my wire just enough to where I couldn't have brakes, so I had to figure something out, and that ended up working pretty well. And here's my helmet. Pretty nice helmet, honestly. And then my back rack, which is slightly broken but still functional. And my exhaust is just a simple MZ65 clone, hose clamped with exhaust tubing, silicone exhaust tubing, down to a stock exhaust with the header cut off. It used to be one of those flex pipe expansion chambers on it, but that ended up breaking at the mounting point, so I had to figure something out for a silencer instead. I liked the way that sounded a whole lot more though. It sounded really unique. This kind of sounds more like a saw, so I don't mind, but I liked the rev noises. You can hear it and like you can tell the difference in the video too. But yeah, I did this paint job myself. One of my favorite characters in TV shows and video games is Shadow the Hedgehog. So I did the color base off of his colors. I wanted to put a little bit more of an intricate design on the bike, but these are really thin steel tubes, so I can only fit so much detailing on there. So I just decided to do a bunch of triangles, black and red, and it came out beautifully. So yeah, that is the Shadow bike. Thank you for watching, and please give us a like, comment, and subscribe. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention two things. This bike frame is a specialized hard rock from back in the day, a pretty old version of it. I don't think it's the oldest because I've seen a couple of the older ones and they have a little bit thinner of tubes for the frame. And the other thing is this stock exhaust back here. I took the pipe off the cap that goes up into it. I cut that down as much as I could, and I don't know if you can see it, but I drilled a bunch of holes in it too for it to be more free flowing. Yeah, other than that, have a good day everybody. Ride safe.